You're listening to From Our Lens, a podcast for photographers and brides where we dive into all things weddings.
Whether you're a pro behind the lens or a bride-to-be, we've got you covered.
Join in on the conversation and take it from the gals who have been to a wedding or two.
Grab your camera or your wedding planner and tune in for our hot wedding takes. Let's focus on your forever.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, here we go.
This is so fun. We've been talking about this for like months.
I know.
I'm Jordan.
I'm Sarah.
We're photographers. I don't know. I think we've both been doing it for the same amount of time, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's been 8 or 9 years. We've been taking pictures longer than that.
Yeah, we graduated NAIT in 2018, and that's when we both were like full-time. So, yeah, and our meet cute. You know, when you go to college, you think like, oh yeah, I'm going to meet this cute boy. It's going to be this romantic love story.
And all I got was Sarah.
Yeah, we got each other.
Which, no, not all I got, because that's very cute.
Yeah, but we had the typical met at orientation. We were in the wrong group. We were like,
Sarah makes it sound really beautiful. And
it was.
we're in orientation, and we're just trying to chat, and we're like, oh, what program are you in? And she's like, oh, photography. I'm like, oh, sick. Me too. And then we're like going through orientation, and we're like looking at all the rooms, and we're like, okay, this like seems odd. Like, this has nothing to do with like photography, because you sign up for like the orientation you're supposed to go to for your courses. Yeah, we're like in the whole wrong orientation. Like, we're in the wrong building. We're like, okay, well, we both would screw that up.
Yeah. So we went through this orientation, totally wrong building, totally wrong group. And the first day of school, we come in just best buddies, because we were in the wrong group. We became friends. I was like, oh, do you want me to pick you up for school?
Sarah drives past Nate downtown to come get me. Yeah. Past everywhere she needs to go just to come get me. It was very beautiful.
So I picked up Jordan, and we walk into class, and everyone's like, oh, you guys, like, did you join this program together? Like, are you friends from before? And we were like, no, we just met at orientation.
Everyone thought we were besties.
Yeah, totally.
Which, yeah, we kind of acted like it at that point. I mean, one day
we just clicked. It was just like love at first sight, you know? You just, no going back from there. So yeah, that's where we started, and we went through our program together. It was 2 years of photography and a lot of work, a lot of fun, a lot of tears.
Yeah,
a lot of wine.
A lot of all of it. We hung out every day.
And we just kind of went from there. After we graduated, we both went our separate ways, literally opposite directions of our school.
But we still make it work.
Yeah,
we're in a long distance lasting relationship.
Literally. Yeah, we still we kind of started second shooting for each other.
Yeah.
And
no, honestly, it's fun. We still get to hang out and and work at the same time. It works really good.
And bounce ideas off each other, and we have different clientele.
Yeah, I feel like being friends, we were able to kind of do a lot, like you said, with our second shooting, we were able to do a lot.
Yeah.
In terms of if we weren't booked, we would just go and get extra work for ourselves. And so it looked like we were busier than we were.
Oh, totally.
But that's fine.
And we'd rather have each other too, because we both have good second shooters, but it's nice because we know how to work together.
It's so nice to know, we both went to, you learned all the stuff I learned, and I know that you learned it, and you know the same for me. It's nice to have that. I know we're kind of on the same caliber at that. That we had the same background.
No, for sure. Yeah. And I guess that's kind of our love story.
It's very beautiful.
And now we're both just full-time, and life is good. I guess we also should touch on what we want from this podcast and what started it. So I guess the main thing for us is we wanted another creative outlet, and another thing for us to our photography is our hobby, but it's our job. And this is also our job, but we want another way to be creative and another way to, and more excuses for us to get together.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I think too, we're photographers because we want everyone to have a great wedding, wedding experience, great wedding photos. It's so hard to share everything that I want to tell people and help them, every person that gets married.
Yeah.
But if you doing something like this, it's a nice way to kind of give back. I want everybody to know all these things. So it works.
And we, at this point, have been to so many weddings, and you see what works and what doesn't, and fun things and not so fun things. And I don't know. It's just
I feel like just going to that, just being in it, you get to think it's not it's not just like, oh, like this is what I have to do. You really get to see like, oh, there's so many different ways to do things. Yeah. Because like we see a lot of different, like we see everybody, like it's not just one same vibe of person that gets married. It's everyone's different. So you get to see what everyone else does, and like that gives us a really unique perspective. Because not everybody, no one, like most people don't get to see that.
Yeah. Most people have been to like 10 weddings in their life.
And I think like, oh yeah, I've been to like 100 weddings or more than 100, and everyone's like, oh.
So with going to all these weddings and seeing all these trends and traditions, we have a lot of hot takes. So what we've kind of decided is that in every episode, we're going to finish off with a hot take. And we're just going to talk about it. And we're not going to be like, don't do this, do this.
No, and I think like too, like a hot take doesn't have to be negative. Doesn't have to be positive per se. But it's just like our view of it. And
the different ways you can do it. And like what happens when you do it. What happens when you don't do it.
Yeah. And really, like, I mean, even some of the stuff, like, is stuff you might not have even thought about. And so that's all it is. And it's really, like, it's not like us saying, like, don't do this. Totally. It's just different ways you could do things.
Yeah, and things that, like, you think you have to do in a wedding, you don't necessarily have to do in a wedding.
No.
So what's a hot take, Jordan? What's one that to start off our...
Well, this one's pretty obvious because everybody talks about it. Yeah. But if you should elope or not.
Yes.
Which, I mean, I think everybody has their own different opinions because everyone's different.
Yeah.
Like, there's some people that eloping is not meant for them because they want the party. They want everybody to be there. And then some people are just, they're private. Like, and like, you shouldn't have a huge wedding if you don't want to share that wedding with everybody. But if you do, like, throw the big party. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think a lot of the times in the industry, like, especially right now, people are like, oh, eloping's so cool, like you got it. And it's like, no, like you don't have to do that. I think if you want to do it.
And it's a major trend. And that's the thing, like, I guess this is kind of a hot take, like trends.
That too.
Your wedding is going to be your wedding.
It shouldn't be a trend.
No, you should do what's authentic to you.
Yeah.
And it's fun to incorporate trends, but you just have to make sure that, like, am I eloping because I want to elope, or am I eloping because it makes really cool Instagram photos?
Yeah.
And or am I eloping because I'm a private person and I don't want a million people there?
Yeah.
So
yeah, the trends for sure. Yeah, because there's so many people that they just think they have to because they're like, well, all of my friends on TikTok did it,
totally.
So I need to like do it.
Even colors and florals, like you just gotta go with your gut and know.
Yeah. Even like people doing bridal parties.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Do we have to? No.
Do we have to?
But everybody thinks you have to.
Yeah. But and if you don't want one, don't do it. If you want one, do it. Like,
there's so many little things. Like, even, like, I mean, we kind of talked about this, but, like, not getting married in a traditional way just because you, like, have to. Like, I don't know. There's some people that they just have a party and they go and have a ceremony by themselves.
Totally.
And some people would get offended because they think that's what you have to do. Mm-hmm. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that.
I don't know. It's fun to do traditions, and I love traditions, but I don't know. You don't have to do them all. I love trends. You don't have to do them all.
No, I follow the trends.
Yeah.
I'm always following the trends.
We wouldn't be photographers if we didn't.
Like, being a photographer is a trend. Ugh. I mean, we were ahead of the trend.
Yeah, true.
But no.
Yeah. No, it's definitely... Yeah, there's just so much to unpack with weddings. And what's interesting is the more weddings you go to, the weirder they become, and like you just start to like overanalyze things, and you're like, why? I think where did this start?
I think people just get really caught up in the wedding being about just your pictures.
Totally. And which is an interesting view from us, because you would assume photographers are like, let's do everything for the pictures.
And it's like, I do like want to take your pictures and do all the perfect stuff, but also like I want you to have a good day.
Yeah, and your wedding shouldn't just be about that.
I always say like I play music because I want you to enjoy it. I don't want it to just feel like we're just like checking everything off a list.
Totally.
Because that's not it.
No, and that's why the documentary photography is so awesome, because it just, you flow, you're a fly on the wall, and you get the most beautiful, authentic moments. And
that's what we want.
Yeah.
Like, all of us photographers, like, you don't have to plan everything around us.
No.
Like, if someone's getting offended as your photographer because you don't want to do some things, I mean, like, it's your day.
Yeah, and you need to just do you.
Yeah. That sounds very...
Yeah, but I'm excited. I think this is going to be an awesome opportunity for us to just, like, bounce off ideas and...
talk to you guys.
Yeah, and like, put ourselves out there. And
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to just keep talking because
Yeah.
I could talk to people for hours about this stuff, but not a lot of people like have the time to listen to me.
And just share the crazy things that happen and it's going to be so
all
good.
The tea, all the good stuff, all the stuff you actually want to hear when you're planning your wedding. Not
totally.
the just stuff when you Google, oh, how do I plan my wedding? Not the like, okay, you pick a photographer.
Yeah.
And then you do this, then you do
like,
this.
Why do you pick a photographer?
Yeah, we want to help you figure out why you're doing the things that, like, yes, you like. There's a few things that like you kind of have to do when you're planning a wedding, but like, don't just be doing stuff because you have to do it. Like, think about we're gonna help you out.
Yeah,
we're gonna make it happen.
And we want to be here for brides. We want to be here for photographers and just share everything. So I'm very excited. This was our quick little brief, our meet cute, our intro, kind of share what we're thinking with this whole thing. And I can't wait.
I can't wait either. I want to clink my glass, but we picked bad glasses to clink with, so you guys get this. Not very exciting.
Lame. Awesome. Can't wait. Talk to you guys later.